Okay, hello students. Welcome to Principles of Marketing, Chapter 8. Title is Product, Service, and Brand for Building Customer Value. Okay. So let's start from the opening examples about IKEA. Do you know what is cult brand? It's a brand that there are lots of loyal consumers, which is really popular. Like maybe brand consumer relationship would be like love level. So let's just watch a short clip of IKEA and let's talk a little bit more.
You know, they don't tell you don't lay on the bed. You're supposed to lay on the bed.
If you've ever visited an IKEA, you've likely encountered their store's endlessly winding floor plan. This layout can be confusing, but that is by design. IKEA may be the biggest furniture retailer on the planet, but it's certainly not conventional. The Swedish furniture giant asks its customers to build their own products, and it stores and distributes those products in minimalist flat-packed boxes. So, how have these retail strategies, as well as their famous Swedish meatballs, contributed to the company's runaway success? This is the economics of IKEA, a look at the innovative business practices that have transformed modern life.
When you step into an IKEA, you immediately sort of are put into this maze-like path of different rooms.
IKEA's store layout is a fixed path design, which means there's a designated road that all customers must follow that guides you through the store in one direction.
It's not a grab a carton of milk and get out kind of store. It's the opposite of that. It's very much set up to spend a day, think about rooms, dream about what you really want your bedroom to look like.
The floor plan of most IKEA stores resembles a maze that curves about every 50 feet to keep customers curious about what comes next. Since an average IKEA store is around 300,000 square feet, or 5 American football fields, that means a lot of walking.
An IKEA is, to some, frustratingly winding. But really, it's laid out as an experience to get you to buy more.
IKEA is famous for putting its customers to work. Unlike most furniture retailers that sell products pre-assembled, many of IKEA's pieces have to be built by their customers. But why? As many couples and their therapists well know, building your own IKEA cabinet can be challenging.
The big idea behind the IKEA effect is consumers are more attached, have more positive feelings towards objects or things that we've put effort into, and that we actually think that they're more valuable because of that.
The term IKEA effect was first coined in 2011 by researchers who noticed a similar phenomena in other products and businesses. When instant cake mixes were first introduced in the 1950s, they didn't sell well.
And then they said, let's add a fresh egg. It was this idea that we want to feel like we're just participating enough to not feel guilty about taking a shortcut.
When you make a cake from a mix, which do you want? A fresh egg cake or a cake made with dried eggs? For higher, lighter, tastier cake, why, fresh eggs, of course.
The idea that we should love building products isn't necessarily what IKEA intended.
If you've ever shopped at one of IKEA's massive warehouse stores, you're likely aware of the unconventional product names. But what you may not realize is that in creating these items, IKEA sometimes comes up with a price tag first.
Sort of a classic example that they talk about all the time is the $1 light bulb. They had this idea that a $1 LED light bulb, this new type of light bulb, would be hard to achieve, but if they could achieve it, lots of people would buy LED light bulbs. So they just sort of designed backward from with the price point in mind.
That obsession with low prices is a large part of why IKEA is the world's largest furniture retailer. Today, IKEA has 445 stores operating in 52 countries.
Obviously, if you go into a student dorm room, you're going to find a lot of IKEA. But you'll also find some IKEA products in a wealthy person's home, and that's really what they're going for.
Today, IKEA is the very definition of mass market appeal. But when the company first began as a Swedish mail-order business in 1943, well-designed furniture tended to be expensive, and as a result, out of reach for most, or seen as a serious long-term investment. Ingvar Kamprad, who founded the company as a teenager, pushed forward the idea that furniture could be flat-packed to massively reduce the cost of shipping and transportation.
So flat packing is really the largest, arguably, IKEA invention that really led to the company's growth. And the idea is that instead of buying, a piece of furniture all put together, it's deconstructed into a flat pack. You can fit more in a truck, you can fit more in the IKEA warehouse, and you can also get it in your car. And the trade-off is, you put it together at the end.
Flat packing is a practical aspect of the philosophy that has long guided IKEA's success, called democratic design.
It's this idea that everything is in balance, both price, form, function, the aesthetic, the sustainability.
This vision, to create a better everyday life for the many people, was set forth more than 30 years ago by Kamprad in a manifesto now presented to every IKEA employee.
And they talk about it almost religiously. And fundamentally, it's this idea that when designing a product, they think about it can't just be really cool looking, it can't just be functional, it has to be all of those things.
So, despite the long shopping trips and the DIY, customers can't seem to get enough of IKEA. Perhaps it's as simple as labor leaves to love.
Okay. So IKEA has created a clear positioning of what the brand stands for. It is more than just value-priced, assembled at yourself furniture, and it offers a comprehensive lifestyle. So maybe you can call this a global cult brand. Okay, so this is our objective number one, defining product and describing the major classifications of product and service. Okay, so product is anything that can be offered in a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption that might satisfy consumers' needs or wants. You remember we learned about consumer needs, wants, and demands, right? And there are tangible goods like a bottle of water, or intangible things like service, events, persons, place, organization, ideas, or a mixture of this. So all of the entities actually can be like marketing entities, okay? And what is service? Service is a form of a product that consists of activities, benefits, satisfactions, and that is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership of anything, okay? So it's really important in the world economy these days. So we'll look at the service more closely later in this chapter, okay? There will be examples like, for example, banking service, massage, hairline, like hairstyle service, or hotel service, airline, travel, retail, wireless communication, lots of examples included in this service. Okay, have you ever heard of what is commodity? Okay, so there are actually not that difference, like not much difference between like these two entities. So these days, it's really hard to actually differentiate your product from your competitors' product because products and service are becoming more commoditized. Okay, the companies are now creating and managing customer experience for differentiating their product. Okay, so at one extreme, they offer consists of a pure, tangible goods, such as like soap, bottle of water, toothpaste. The other extreme, there are pure service, like offer consists primarily of like just intangible things, okay? And throughout this, you need to give customer delight, customer positive experience, okay? It's really important these days. For example, like Disney has long manufactured dreams and memories through its movies or theme parks, right? Or Universal Studio, okay? So you could actually experience something from this, okay? So there are tangible goods and intangible service, okay? If you're a product planner, actually I was a product planner at Samsung before. If you're a product planner, you need to think about products and service on 3 levels: core customer value, actual product, and augmented product. So the most basic level is the core customer value, which addresses the question like, what is the buyer, what is the customer really buying? You have to answer this, okay? So at the second level, product planners must turn the core benefit into an actual product. So they need to develop product and service features or design, quality, brand name, or packaging. What is augmented product? Product planner must build an augmented product around the core benefits and actual product by offering additional consumer service and benefit. It seems like maybe the third part, but it doesn't mean that it's not that important. Because like think about your own experience. If there's very poor after sales service or very slow delivery, no warranty, you might be worried very much about your choice, right? So these are the 3 levels of products. So when developing the product, marketers first must identify the core benefits of value and then design the actual product and find ways to augment it to create this customer value and the most satisfying customer experience, okay? So think about like Harley Davidson brand, okay? So it's also really popular, okay, brand. So people who buy Harley Davidson are not just buying a motorcycle. They're buying the spirit experience, which is freedom, independence, power, authenticity. That's all really important. Okay. Core, actual, augmented product, maybe people who buy this restaurant, purchase anything, like consume anything in this restaurant, they don't just want to buy a food, right? It gives customer the ultimate wings, beer, sports, fan experience, okay? So experience is always really important. Think about iPad. If you want to buy an iPad, you want to buy like much more than a tablet computer, okay? You are buying entertainment or productivity, self-expression, connectivity. So probably there are much more reasons to purchase that product. Think about that. Probably you will just want that experience from the product, okay? There are 2 main classifications of product, which is consumer products and industrial products. So those 2 broad classes of products are based on the types of consumers that use them. If you're an end consumer, that's consumer products. If you are like business, any organization, then maybe it could be industrial products. This table is about marketing considerations for consumer product. Let's talk one by one from the next slide. Okay, so consumer products, it's differ in the ways consumers buy them and therefore how they are marketed. So we're going to talk one by one what is convenience shopping, specialty, and unsought products. Okay. So what is convenience product? It's a consumer product and service that customer usually buys frequently, immediately, and with a minimum comparison and buying effort. For example, newspaper, candy, fast food, easy to buy, very cheap. Okay. So convenience products are usually low priced, and marketers place them in many locations to make them readily available when consumers need or want them. So think about like any like newspaper, any fast food. If you have to visit like other city to eat this fast food, it's really weird, right? So usually it's really you can find it easily nearby your place. What is shopping products? Shopping products are less frequently purchased consumer products than convenience products, and service that customer compares carefully and on suitability, quality, price, and style. So it is usually distributed through fewer outlets than convenience products, but provide deeper sales support to help customers in their comparison efforts. For example, furniture, cars, any appliances. Okay, probably you can get deeper help from some sales support because it needs more knowledge, not that easy product compared to convenience product. Specialty products are consumer products and service with unique characteristics or brand identification for which a significant group of buyers willing to make a special purchase effort. Okay, so buyers normally do not compare specialty products. Like if you're a consumer for the specialty products, you invest only the time needed to reach the dealers carrying the wanted products. For example, medical service or some designer clothes, very expensive high-end electronics. Maybe it could be a specialty product. Okay. And lastly, there's unsought products. Okay. So unsought products are consumer products that the consumer does not know about or know about but does not normally think of buying. There are lots of examples like life insurance, funeral service, or blood donation. Regularly, probably you don't think of buying, like doing these things, right? But most major new innovations are unsought until the consumer becomes aware of them through advertising. So its very nature, unsought products require lots of advertising or personal selling or other marketing efforts. So maybe you can think of lots of unsought products from the advertising. Okay, let's just watch one example.
The ancient Greeks had 4 words for love. The first is philia. Philia is affection that grows from friendship. Next, there's storge, the kind you have for a grandparent or a brother. Third, there's eros, the uncontrollable urge to say, I love you. The fourth kind of love is different. It's the most admirable. It's called agape. Love as an action. It takes courage, sacrifice, strength. For 175 years, we've been helping people act on their love so they can look back or look ahead and say, we got it right. We did good.
Okay, so we watched it, one advertising ad, like award-winning advertisement about life insurance, right? Okay, so life insurance, it's really hard to, persuade consumers regularly, like in just your like usual life. So it's on-sold products, so there are lots of advertising to promote, like to appeal to consumers. Okay, so we talked about consumer products, and there's another type, which is industrial products. Okay, so industrial products are those purchased for further processing or for use in conducting a business. The distinction between a consumer product and industrial product, it's based on purpose. Okay, if a consumer buys lawnmower just for your own use, then it's consumer product. But if you buy the lawnmower, the same lawnmower for use in landscaping business, then it's industrial product, because it's for your business. It's not just for your own use, right? Okay, so there are 3 categories you can think of. First one is material and parts. It includes raw materials, some manufactured materials or parts, capital items, for buyers' production and operation, some industrial products that aid, okay, and supply and service, operating supply or repair or maintenance items or business service. So these are industrial products. And there are different products for the marketing, maybe organization, persons, place, and ideas. That's all marketable entities. Okay, I'm gonna skip. You can just read this part. Okay. Also, our second objective is to describe the decisions companies make regarding their individual products and service and product lines and product mixes. So this figure shows the important decision in the development and marketing of individual products and service. So we'll examine decisions about product attributes, branding, packaging, labeling, and logos, and product support service. Developing a product or service involves defining the benefits that it will offer, okay? So it's communicated and delivered by product attributes such as quality, features, or style and design. So what is product quality? It refers to characteristics of a product or service that bear in its ability to satisfy stated or implied customer needs. So if you just say that, like, this is really high quality product, maybe you can, it can get more benefits than your expectation, right? So there are some important terms like total quality management. So it means that it's an approach in which all of the company's people are involved in constantly improving the quality of products. And today, companies are taking a return on quality approach, viewing quality as an investment and holding quality efforts accounted for bottom line results, because quality is really important for consumers. Okay. Product quality has 2 dimensions. First one is quality level, and second one is consistency. Okay. So in developing a product, marketer must first choose a quality level that will support the product's positioning. Okay. It's really important, product positioning. Okay. And conformance quality is it's freedom from defects or errors. So it's consistent to deliver targeted level of performance. So you have to deliver both performance quality and conformance quality, level and consistency. That's important about product quality. Okay. Product features, also important. It's a competitive tool for differentiating your product from competitors' product. Okay. You have to conduct research, like, for example, like, how do you like the product? Which specific features you like? Which features could we add to improve the product? you have to maybe ask those kind of questions to your targeted consumer, okay? And what is style and design? Style and design is a little bit different. So style is about appearance, exterior appearance of the product. But design, it contributes to a product's usefulness. So for example, this brand Aki, a winner of IF Design Award and both Red Dot Design Award. It's famous for its innovative indoor foldable bike rack or like Power Studio, multi-color smart LED lamp, and so on. So in terms of design, like style, it's nice, but usefulness, it's also really important to be considered. Okay, so if you just doing your marketing strategy for your own project, you always have to think about both components. What is brand? Brand is not just a name, it's name, term, sign, or design, or a combination of this that identify maker or seller of the product or service. Okay. So then let's just watch one video about brand and let's talk a little bit more. So brand, if you think about brand, you have to think about this component. Okay, so brand is just more than the name. And from the video, it said that if we can use brand as a verb, it will be really strong. Okay, do you agree with that? Okay, if your brand can be like used by a user as a verb. You have to be very happy, right? Probably you will understand really well about what is packaging. So let's talk a little bit about label. Okay. So label, it's range from just same simple text or attached to products or complex graphics. But main objective here is it identifies the product or brand and it describes several things about the product, maybe a feature, okay? Where it was made, when it was made, any contents it has, how you have to use this, like those kind of are the label. Product support service also augment actual products. So it's also really important. It can be a minor part, but could be a major part of the total offering. Sometimes it's more important if it's expensive or any complex product, okay? Keeping customers happy after the after sale is maybe a key value to building lasting relationship, strong relationship with consumers. Now let's talk a little bit more about product line decisions. So product line is a group of products that are closely related. So maybe you could just it will be sold to the same customer groups, the same segments, are marketed through the same types of outlets or fall within given price range. Okay, so think about like any like Samsung Galaxy series or like iPhone series. That's product line. Okay. The major product line decision involves product line length, which is the number of items in the product line. Company can expand its product line in two ways. First is line filling and the other one is line stretching. So line filling involves adding more items within the present range of the line for earning extra profits or satisfying dealers or like being the leading full line company. And a line stretching, when company lengthen its product line beyond its current range, that's line stretching. So there are three types of line stretching. First one is downward and upward or both direction. So let's say there are product line, and if you want to think, you want to just make an upper level of any product within that line, that's upward. Like lower level, that's downward, or both level, upper and lower level. Then maybe that's both ways. Okay. So a company may stretch downward to plug a market hole that otherwise would attract a new competitor, or it may add some low-end products. Maybe it could just find faster growth taking place in the low-end segment. So there might be some reasons. Okay. What is product mix? We can call this product portfolio. So it consists of all the product lines and items that a particular seller offers for sale. Okay, so you have to understand these four concepts. Product mix with it's the number of lines. Okay, so for example, Galaxy S series, Galaxy Note series, that's different two lines, right? That's product width. Okay, if there are only two lines, then the product mix width is answer is 2. Okay, product mix length, it's the total number of items in the line. Okay, within its product line. Let's say there are 5 products in the same line, then mix length is 5. Okay, in product mix depth, it's a number of versions offered of each product in the line. Let's say within the Galaxy Note series, like let's say there's Galaxy Note 20 and Galaxy Note 20, there are different versions like blue color version, like gold color, silver color. They are the version, right? So it's the number of versions. So if there are 3 different color variation, maybe you could just say that it's 3. Mixed depth is 3. Okay. Consistency refers to how closely the various product lines are in end use and product requirements or distribution channels. So for example, this Colgate brand consistent product mix contains many brands that constitute the Colgate world of care. There are lots of care products that everyday people like you to trust care for themselves and the ones they love. Okay, so there are different product line. Okay, so even the same line may be different items. Even the same item, there might be different version. Okay, but still, all of these care products, they have to be consistent. It's more like it's a stronger for impact to consumers, your target consumers. So our third objective is to identify 4 characteristics that affect marketing of service. Let's talk about a little bit more about service. Okay, service has grown dramatically in recent years. Service industry is growing, maybe now like accounts for 64% of the gross world product. Maybe it's more. It's getting more and more important. It varies greatly. Industries varies greatly from government or like NGO, not-for-profit organization or business organization. Okay, so there are 4 service characteristics. You need to understand this for understanding service. First one is intangibility. Okay, so it's not tangible. Service cannot be seen, tasted, felt, or heard, or smelled before they are bought, because it's intangible thing. Okay, you cannot touch this. Okay, and inseparable. So service cannot be separated from their providers because they offer the service, right? So it's inseparable. Customers also present as the service is produced. So provider, seller, customer interaction, really important here, okay? It's variability. So quality of service depends on who provides them, as well as when, where, how they are provided, okay? And last one is perishability. It means that service cannot be stored for later sales or use. It's just current experience. You cannot actually save those things. So these are the 4 important service characteristics, which is really important these days. You need to deliver good service compared to your competitors, right? So in the service business, the customer and the frontline service employee interact to co-create the service. There are some strategies like service profit chain, internal marketing, or interactive marketing. Okay. So service profit chain means like it links service firm profits with employees and customer satisfaction. So if you're a good service firm or if you want to be a good service company, you need to use marketing to position yourself strongly in chosen target markets for like persuading like your service, that like using internal service quality, satisfied productive service employee, providing greater service value, satisfied and loyal customers is necessary, and healthy service profits and growth. Those are important components in service profit chain. Okay. And what is internal marketing? Internal marketing is also really important. Of course, you have to provide good marketing for your external customer, but internal employees' happiness is also really important. Okay. So with internal marketing, marketers must get everyone in the organization to be customer-centered, okay? So you have to make them to be customer-centered by like empowering, motivating, like giving good, like enough rewards, motivation. In fact, internal marketing must precede external marketing. You have to make your employee, you are like member of companies, for sure. they have to be happy, or like they want to be like sincere for your service. Okay. Interactive marketing means that service quality depends heavily on the quality of buyer-seller interaction during the service encounter. Maybe you can get this through service differentiation and quality or productivity. So you want to increase these three components. Okay, really important. Interactive marketing between buyer and seller. Okay. In these days of intense price competition, service marketers must develop a differentiated offer, differentiated delivery, differentiated image, positive image, right? Offer can include like innovative features about service in terms of service, okay, apart from your competitors' offers, okay. And a delivery, maybe fast delivery, might be really always nice. Having more able, reliable customer contact people, superior like physical environment, it's also really important. Okay, so they are like good image, maybe convenient image, like comfortable image. That's also really important to persuade consumer to differentiate your service. Or competitive advantage, by creating a competitive advantage. Okay. So managing service quality enables a service firm to differentiate itself by delivering consistently higher quality than its competitors provide. Okay. Objective number 4 is to discuss branding strategy. Okay. We've already talked about this brand equity. It's really important. You have to understand this brand equity. So it's if your brand has strong brand equity, consumer don't have to worry too much because it's really safe, maybe reliable. You can get good service from this high brand equity products. So it's really important. It can like mean lots of things. Knowing that brand name has on customer response to the product or its marketing. Brand valuation is also really important. It's a process of estimating the total financial value of a brand. So measuring this value, such value is difficult. However, according to the research, brand value is really important. Like, for example, Apple's brand value, Google's brand value. High brand equity provides a company with many competitive advantages. So you need to maybe estimate your brand value and try to increase your like possible future brand value. Okay. Now let's talk about major brand strategy decisions from the brand positioning. So marketer can position brands at any 3 levels: attributes, benefits, or belief and values. Okay, maybe belief and values are a little bit more abstract thing, but still it's really important. Think about like customer value. It's really, really important. Okay. And brand name selection. There are kind of guidelines to select your brand name better. You have to suggest benefits and qualities. Like think about any brand can contain your benefits and qualities, and easy to pronounce. It's also really important for memorize, easy to pronounce, recognize, remember. Okay, like for example, Twitter, it's easy to pronounce, right? Distinctive. Your brand name should be distinctive. Okay, it's different from other brand. It's really original. Extendable. For example, Amazon.com. Okay, it was just bookstore, like online bookstore before, but now they chose a name that would allow expansion into other categories. Okay. Translatable for the global economy. You have to be very careful to use your brand name globally, because in other culture, they might not like your brand name. You have to be careful. You have to conduct some research about this. And it should be capable of registration and legal protection. If you want to be global, you have to think about this legal issues as well. Okay. Popularity of store brands has soared recently these days, and a manufacturer has 4 brand sponsorship options. Okay, so like manufacturer's brand versus private brand. Okay, so private brands have been like gaining strength more than like 2 decades, and it's recent year, it's really popular. Okay, there are lots of PB, right? PB, okay? And licensed brand versus co-brand. The licensing, it's company licensed names or symbols previously created by other manufacturers, usually well-known, like names of well-known celebrities or characters from popular movies like Disney. You can use that licensed brand, okay? For a fee, any of this can like provide an instant or proven brand name. So it's really easier to make your consumers remember your brand. That's why you just pay fee for this license. What is co-brand? When 2 established different brand names of different companies are used on the same product. So it's really popular these days, okay? There's lots of different brands just combined together to make this co-brand thing, okay? Like, for example, Adidas, Stella McCartney brand, they just use this co-branding, right? Okay, I'll put this detailed explanation so you can just read the rest of the parts. Okay, so our final part is about this brand development strategies. Okay, so you can actually read descriptions of this. I'll just briefly introduce for this. Okay, so line extension, occurs when company extends existing brand names to new forms. Okay, the product category is existing and your brand name is existing. So you don't have to change anything for this. Okay, so that's line extension. Okay, within the line, you can just extend your line. We already talked about this in the previous pages. Okay, what is brand extension? Brand extension, it's within a brand, the same brand name, you just want to add more product category. Okay, that's brand extension. What is multi-brands? Product category, it's same, it's existing product category, but you want to just add more brand name. Okay, so it's also sometimes it's popular to use this brand name. Might be like it's seems really fresh in some cases, that's why, but you don't have to do much effort, input much effort in this case, multi-brand. Then what is new brand? It's all new, right? So our company might believe that like existing brand name is maybe should be changed. No, new brand name is necessary. So you might create a new brand name and when you just want to enter a new product category. Okay, so for example here, Toyota with Lexus example. Okay, Toyota create the separate Lexus brand aimed at luxury car consumers. That's a good examples of new brands. Okay, that's it for chapter 8. 네, 여러분. 이제 여러분이 작성하신 커멘트들 지금 굉장히 잘 봤고요. 이거 가지고선 저희가 좀 더 이야기를 나누도록 하겠습니다. 제가 잠시 시간을 좀 더 드릴게요. 1분 정도만 더 드릴게요. 여기서 그리고 나서는 멈추도록 하겠습니다. 지금 벌써 절반을 했죠? 그래서 이걸 좀 디스커스 해보는 시간을 갖도록 할게요. 여러분의 채팅이 공개될 예정이므로 참고하시면 좋겠습니다. 그러면은 한번 네, 이제 네. 1시가 됐으므로 채팅을 닫을게요. 오케이, 좋습니다. 혹시 다 못하셨어도 이런 식으로 참여하시면 되고 이게 굉장히 효과적일 수 있기 때문에 이걸 좀 여러분들이 참고하시면 좋겠어요. 그럼 이제 닫을게요. 네, 닫았습니다. 채팅을 잠깐 저장을 하고 여러분들이 어떤 이야기를 나눴는지 잠깐 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 제가 나눴던 이야기들 participation 시트에 바로 거기다 타는 것보다는 그냥 새 시트로 할게요. 우선은 옆에 내용은 볼까요? 잠시 발표하실 수 있는 시간 드릴 거니까요. 얘기하고 싶으신 분들은 이야기 나눠주시면 돼요. 여러분이 작성하시면 되는 거죠. 좀 보이시죠?